Good morning, all of you. So today I'm very excited to take you through this particular demonstration. So we are looking at scanning the Docker images with an open source tool which is known as Grype. So which is one of the software composition analysis tool. So it's an open source tool. So we'll be looking at how to install Grype. We will be trying to pull one of the Docker image which is vulnerable by design from Docker Hub. Also try to scan the Docker image which we just pulled out, and we will try to analyze the results in multiple formats. So without any delay, so if you really want to install this tool on your system, so you can refer this particular command which is mentioned in the slide. So I will move on to my console. So I would like to show you that I have installed this particular tool. So if I type Grype version, you can see that this is the version I have installed in my system. So you can do so by referring this particular slide, so that should not be a problem. So apart from that, if I move on, so I will be pulling out. So just make sure that you also installed Docker in your system. So for example, if I clear my screen, if I try to list all the images which I might have at this point in time, so you can see these are the images which I have stored locally at this point in time. So I will be pulling one of the Docker image mayhem. So this image will be getting pulled from the Docker Hub repository. If it is, so for example, it will take a moment. So let's wait. Once the image is getting downloaded, we will try to scan this particular image. So again, if I list all the images I have, so you can see that we have downloaded this image cybersec nerd mayhem, right? So if I go back to this particular slide, now I will be using my third command, which will basically scan our Docker image which we have pulled from the Docker Hub repository. So let me clear my screen. So we'll be using Grype this time, and the name of the image we just pulled is Mayhem. So this will basically export the result in a tabular format, which might be interesting from our standpoint. And we will also be analyzing the results in a multiple formats. So I think it might take some time. So if I move to the subsequent slide, you can see that I'm going to demonstrate how we can really export the results in the JSON format or Cyclone DX format for our regulatory requirements, or for easier analysis as well. So if I go back, you can see that it has flagged all these vulnerabilities. You can also see the severity of the vulnerability, which is high, medium, critical, or something of that sort. So it is basically giving you all sort of the vulnerabilities which might be existing in Docker images. So this is very, very important from the container security and image scanning standpoint. So now what I will try to do is I will do the same thing. So this time we are trying to export the scan results in the JSON format. So mayhem, and we'll export the result in, let's say, a result dot JSON. So it will take some time. So now you can see that if I try to cat this particular file, which we are exporting the results, we will see the results in the JSON format. So I will take you through how does it look like. So for example, if I do ls, you can see that. So if for example, if I try to tail, let's say, last 50 lines of a result, so you can see that we can see the results in the JSON format, right? So if I would like to take you through my Visual Studio code file, so just give me a sec. So this is how the file looks like when we export the results in JSON format. So if I take you through this vulnerability, which you can see highlighted here, you can see that the description is this particular version doesn't properly warn the user when extracting set UIDs or set GIDs. At the same time, you can also see the exploitability score, which is 10. So therefore, it is uh, it is the severity level might be critical. So you can see that when extracting set UID and set GID files, right? So we know that the setuid is the popular backdoor for the Linux, a Linux operating system. So this is what I really wanted to walk you through in this particular video. And so thank you and hope you enjoyed, and see you in the next. Thank you.